All right, settle in, because today's deep dive is all about unlocking one of the most powerful skills we have, conversation.
Yeah, it's often overlooked, isn't it?
Totally. We're digging into some really great source material today. It's a guide that promises to help anyone, even if you feel, super shy or awkward, become a confident conversationalist.
And the core idea is pretty big.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's saying that getting good at conversation isn't just about, like, chit-chat. It's fundamental.
Yeah,
It unlocks personal growth, helps in business, builds real confidence.
absolutely. And that's our mission for you today, right? We want to pull out the practical stuff, the actionable tips, the mindset shifts you can actually use.
So you can walk away feeling, well, informed, definitely, but also genuinely empowered.
Yeah, empowered and maybe even excited to try things out. And get this, the author shares her own journey, proving even introverts can totally command a room.
That's fascinating. She was introverted and socially awkward.
Very much so, based on her story. It shows this kind of transformation is possible for, well, pretty much anyone.
Okay, let's unpack this then, because the guide jumps right into a big hurdle. That feeling, that your ability to talk to people is holding you back.
Uh-huh. That nagging feeling.
Exactly. And the
Okay.
author is really open about her own experience, going from being genuinely intimidated by social stuff.
Like dreading networking events, avoiding eye contact, that kind of thing.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah.
To actually using conversation strategically to, like, grow her business, build her career,
Wow.
and even overcome other fears like public speaking or being on camera. It's a really powerful story of change.
And it offers hope, doesn't it? It shows what's possible for you listening.
Definitely. So what's the first big insight there?
Well, what's really illuminating is this idea that the author points out, this tendency we have to try and overperform or put up a sort of facade.
Like trying too hard.
Exactly. Putting pressure on ourselves to be louder or funnier or more outgoing than we naturally are. And it usually comes from, a fear of rejection.
Or needing people to like us, maybe.
Yeah,
External validation.
precisely. But the core lesson here, and it's so important, is there's nothing fundamentally wrong with you, just as you are.
Okay.
Real confidence doesn't come from pretending to be an extrovert if you're not. It comes from owning your authentic self.
So self-validation is the key.
That's the secret, yeah. Recognizing your own worth, separate from how any single conversation goes. So if one interaction feels awkward, you don't think, oh, I'm awkward.
Right, you think.
You think, okay, that was a learning moment, or maybe we just didn't click. But your worth isn't tied to it. It's about changing that internal story.
That's a huge distinction. So it's less about being louder, more about feeling okay with who you are, even if that's quieter.
Absolutely. And building on that foundation, the guide talks about tackling uncomfortable environments.
Ah, the exposure therapy idea.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
The concept is that if you consistently put yourself in situations that feel a bit uneasy, you gradually get, well, more used to it. The discomfort lessons.
So it's encouraging you to just show up. Like, go to that party where you don't know anyone, or join that meeting.
Even if you feel unprepared or you're going alone, there's a real power in just showing up, facing that initial unease.
Like the author must have done with public speaking, right? You can't get over that fear without actually doing it.
Exactly. And what's really compelling here is how the guide talks about flipping our visualizations.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, our brains naturally jump to the worst case scenario, don't they? It's like a survival instinct.
Totally. What if I say something stupid? What if nobody talks to me?
Right. But the guide challenges you to consciously flip that. Ask yourself, what if this event is amazing? What if I learn something life-changing? What if I meet incredible people?
Ooh, I like that reframe.
It really shifts the energy. And it highlights that even if an event isn't your favorite, it's not a failure. Those so-called negative experiences teach you so much.
They give you information.
Right.
About what you like, what you don't, what environments work for you.
Exactly. It's all data for personal growth. It helps you understand your own preferences better.
So what does all this mean for the stories we tell ourselves? Because the guide points out how we use past awkward moments to label ourselves like, I'm just not good at this.
Yeah, we build these mental boxes based on past nervousness. I'm too shy, I'm socially awkward, I'm not that kind of person.
Self-limiting beliefs, basically.
Totally, and this just reinforces the amazing truth that you can decide to be different today, right now.
You can reinvent yourself.
Any day you choose, your past, your insecurities, even your feelings in the moment, the source says those feelings are often just your brain wanting comfort and safety.
because new things feel risky.
Exactly. Survival mode. But those feelings don't define what you're actually capable of. The key is to lean on logic more than fleeting feelings. Logic says growth happens outside the comfort zone, even if feelings say danger.
Okay, that's a powerful mindset foundation. So we've got the mindset shifts. How do we actually do this? The guide has some pro-conversation hacks, right?
Yes, really practical strategies. And it starts with this idea of actively reprogramming your subconscious.
How does that work?
Two main ways mentioned: visualization and changing your internal narrative. It's about building new neural pathways, basically training your brain's reactions.
Okay, tell me about visualization first.
So visualization isn't just thinking about being confident, it's feeling it. You vividly imagine yourself in a social setting, smiling easily, making eye contact, sharing something interesting.
And seeing people respond well.
Yes, feeling that positive interaction. The more detailed and sensory it is, the more your brain accepts it as a possibility, even a reality.
And changing the narrative.
That's about stopping the intimidation factor.
Huh.
You see someone confident, articulate, instead of feeling less than, you recognize their skills are just different from yours.
Not necessarily better.
Exactly. And you celebrate your own strengths. Maybe you're great at deep conversations or you're really observant. The crucial part is detaching from needing everyone's approval. Focus on living your life authentically. That self-acceptance is actually really attractive.
Okay, that makes sense. Let's move to actually starting the conversation. How do we get past, "Hi, how are you?" The guide mentions a familiarity concept.
Yeah, this is a great one. Instead of giving a one-word answer like good, you offer a little bit more, a touch of vulnerability or just more detail.
Give them something to work with, as the guide says.
Precisely. A hook. So if someone asks, "How are you?" maybe you say, "I'm good, thanks. I actually just tried that new Pilates class this morning. It was intense but amazing. Have you ever tried it?"
So you share something small and then turn it back to them with a question.
Exactly. It makes you seem open, friendly. It kind of relaxes things and invites them to share too. You open a little window.
Okay, now this next one. I admit, it caught my eye. The idea of making it all about the other person, even suggesting acting as though you're about to date every new person. What's that about?
Haha. Yeah, that's a provocative analogy. But the point isn't romance, obviously.
Right, okay.
It's about adopting that same level of genuine, focused interest you might show on a first date. Really committing to getting to know them.
So asking specific questions about their work, their hobbies, how they spend their time.
Yes, taking a real interest. And this does two things. It builds connection fast because people love to feel seen and heard. And it helps you gauge their interest. If they start asking you questions back, showing curiosity about you, the guide calls that a major positive indicator. It shows it's potentially a real connection.
And this ties into keeping it personal, right? Doing a little prep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you can, remembering small details about someone, maybe something from their social media, their job title, a trip they mentioned, and weaving that into the conversation.
So instead of "How was work?" it's "How's that big project going?"
Exactly. Or "I saw you went to Italy. How was it?" It shows you pay attention, you care, and that makes you instantly more likable. It builds rapport much faster.
But asking questions.
Yeah.
How do you stop it feeling like an interview? The guide mentions going on a tangent.
Yeah, this is crucial. Don't just fire off question after question. When they answer, really listen.
Engage with the answer.
Yes. Discuss it. Share a related thought or experience of your own. Offer a recommendation if it fits. For example, they mention liking hiking. You could talk about a trail you enjoyed before asking your next question.
So you expand on their answer first.
Right, you show you're actually processing what they said, not just waiting for your turn to speak or ask the next thing on your mental list. It makes the conversation flow more naturally, feel less pressured.
And all of this, the tangents, the personal details, it all comes back to listening, doesn't it? The guide says, listen to understand, not to respond.
That is such a key differentiator. The source claims it separates you from like 99% of people. Most people are half listening while thinking about what they're going to say next. But if you truly listen to understand, you're fully present.
Like active listening or mirroring.
Exactly. It shows empathy. It validates the other person, makes them feel heard. There's actual psych research showing this builds rapport like crazy. The big shift is moving your focus from your internal worries, do they like me, to an external one. How can I add value here? How can I make this person feel good?
That changes everything. Okay, final hack. Nonverbals. Eye contact and the familiar smile. What's a familiar smile?
It's more than just polite. Think warm, genuine, like you're greeting an old friend you're happy to see, as if you've always known them.
So it projects warmth and confidence.
Exactly. Confidence and openness. When you offer that kind of smile first, you're signaling, I'm friendly, you're safe. It helps disarm their potential anxiety.
Because everyone's a little nervous, right?
Deep down, yeah, everyone's sort of waiting for approval. So when you offer that warmth and acceptance first, you become instantly more likable. You're giving them what they secretly want.
That's powerful. Okay, we've covered mindset, we've covered hacks. What about putting it all together? The homework tasks.
Right, the actionable steps to really integrate this. 4 key things from the guide. First, make a list of go-to talking points.
Like backup questions.
Yeah, versatile questions you can pull out anywhere, like, what do you enjoy doing when you're not working? Or anything exciting planned for the weekend? Or what's on your travel bucket list? Memorize a few. It reduces the panic of, what do I say?
Good tip. What's second?
Second, think about what you're going to give. Shift from what can I get, like validation or context, to how can I contribute something positive here?
Offer value, basically.
Yeah.
Even just a kind word or active listening.
Exactly. It changes your whole energy. Third, and this is the big one, actually talk to new people.
Practice, practice, practice.
It's a muscle. You have to use it. The guide stresses embracing the awkwardness, especially at first. Those failures where you stumble, they're not failures.
They're learning opportunities.
Crucial ones. You got to be willing to be kind of bad at it before you get good.
Makes sense. And the last step.
Finally, reprogram your subconscious with affirmations. But here's the key part. The guide strongly suggests recording them in your own voice.
Oh, interesting. Well, my own voice.
Because you know your specific struggles and insecurities better than anyone. Tailor the affirmations directly to those things. Hearing your own voice speaking these positive truths repeatedly is apparently incredibly effective for rewiring those old negative patterns.
That is brilliant. It bypasses that internal critic somehow, maybe.
Perhaps. It feels more authentic, more believable when it's you telling yourself.
Wow. Okay, so that really brings everything together.
It's a full toolkit.
And that wraps up our deep dive for today. We've seen how mastering conversation, it really isn't trivial. It can genuinely impact your relationships, your career, just your overall confidence. So really embrace these ideas, try out the steps.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Remember that your past, any awkwardness you felt before, it doesn't have to dictate your future interactions.
You really can start fresh.
Absolutely. You have the power, starting today, to reinvent how you show up. Step into those social situations with purpose, with authenticity. See each one as a chance to learn more about yourself and build that confident person you want to be.
Fantastic advice. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. And seriously, for investing this time in yourself. Go out there, practice, and discover that confidence that comes from really connecting through conversation.
Good luck with it.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.